Sanders wrong for calling out his offensive lineman in post-game conference after a massive beatdown versus Nebraska.
I mean, how many times did Rowley get touched?
You said what?
How many times did Rowley get touched? They was able, like, of course, whenever you're able to run the ball consistently and whenever you're able to, then that opens up the pass, you know? But it's just like you got to understand, like, what your team good at. So it's like, why would we keep running the ball if, okay, we out there and we get in a situation where it's a must get and we don't get it?
Are those kind of like 4th and 1 conversions that haven't gone your guys' way in the last couple of, is that kind of play into everybody's mind? Is that kind of something on your mind thinking about, advancing the ball and whatnot?
Nah, I'd rather, if we're going to go down, I'd rather go down swinging, honestly, because I know I could throw the best punch.
Now, Shedeur Sanders, a lot of people have mixed feelings on him. His father, Shiloh, the whole family, some people are just really rubbed the wrong way. Now, if you're talking crap and you're winning and you're crushing it, man, the world is your oyster. Go ahead and talk crap away. I remember Terrell Owens, obviously two completely different players here. Terrell Owens, I'm 35, so I'm old enough to remember him. And dude, when he was talking crap and winning, it was great. Okay. But when they were losing, the people are quick to turn their back on somebody who talks crap and they get shut down like that, right? There's that old saying, man, just play quiet and play quiet ball and you'll go far. I remember Marvin Harrison as a guy, he made big play after big play after big play. Same with Barry Sanders. These were quiet players, right? I like a little trash talk. I ain't gonna lie. It's just, I guess it's kind of the American way, right? But Shedeur Sanders, personally, I like him a lot. I actually like him a lot, but his O-line last year, he was one of the most, if not the most sacked quarterback in all of college football. A guy who's had multiple helmet-to-helmet contact. And, typically if you lose a game, for example, the Jacksonville Jaguars lost to the Miami Dolphins. How crazy would that be if Trevor Lawrence just threw his whole team underneath the bus? No, you lose as a team and you take that L, even if you have to admit to something that you really didn't do. It's always been an act of class if you take and do that. We've seen coaches do that, but also we've seen coaches take and throw the whole team underneath the bus as well, too. I've seen that as well, too, and people hate it. It's distasteful. So I completely understand it when people say, hey, Shedeur, this is distasteful. How dare you? How dare you throw this offensive line underneath the bus? How freaking dare you? This O-line needs help. This O-line needs help. They are not doing a good job. It's second week in a row, and I don't think they even have 50 yards total on the team in rushing. If you combine week 1, which they won against North Dakota State, barely, okay, and this game against Nebraska, it was ugly. It was ugly. They barely ran the ball at all. Shedeur, I'll say, is tough as nails. Shedeur is tough as nails. One of the toughest quarterbacks. One thing I love about him is he'll stay in the pocket. Even though he's about to get creamed, he'll deliver that ball 60 yards down the field. Very strong arm quarterback. This is a guy that if he had the O-line, he would probably be throwing a minimum of 400 yards a game. Minimum. But when he doesn't have an O-line, he's still trying his best to take and make plays, and man, is it tough. It is freaking tough. Jimmy Horn can only do so much. Travis Hunter can only do so much. And Shedeur can't, he's just not a scrambling quarterback. He's a pocket quarterback. That's what he is, which is fine. I'm going to say this, and rarely do I ever say, hey, it's good to throw, but what does it have to take for this O-line to wake up? What does it take for this O-line to freaking wake up and block for this man? We're on year 2 now of the Coach Prime project of him being a coach at a big time school. And I was never mad at him for leaving Jackson State, but it's looking like he probably should have stayed at Jackson State and just keep doing his thing. He was getting the recruits. You know what I mean? He has several players in the NFL right now, even from when he was at Jackson State. I'm a fan of Coach Prime, man. I'm a fan of this. I don't agree with everything that I see. I feel like I have to say that every time I cover that because if I say I like Coach Prime, that means that I co-sign some of the BS that we saw this past offseason, right? But I still want him to win. I still want him to be successful. There's so much things to celebrate about Coach Prime, how he mentors people. But you gotta surround yourself around people who also know what they're doing as well, too. You have to. Y'all see on this hat, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. Coach Mike McDaniel is an offensive guru. Defense is not his forte. Even when selecting defensive coaches, the guy that he has selected last year, well, he's already on another team, right? So you want to find the right people around you. And I think it will come together for Coach Prime. You know, the Bible says, hey, ask, knock, you shall receive. He is not only knocking, he's pounding on that door, constantly bringing in coaching talent, player talent as well too. But he rubs some people the wrong way, and he still kind of talks trash while it happens. So I feel like if it was anybody else, I think Shedeur would have got a lot more sympathy. But some people, they just don't like the Sanders family. They do not like it at all, and they really piss them off now. They stone them underneath the bus. But here's the thing. You're taking hit after hit after hit after hit. And sometimes you gotta admit, Coach Prime, he's probably not that good at recruiting when it comes to O-linemen. And that's okay. But it's his responsibility to find somebody who can. Take and block for this young man. Because Shedeur, he's gonna try to take and go in the draft next year. And how terrible would it be if he gets knocked out for the season? If he gets knocked out for the season and that's it. But if he balls out this year, I mean, we're talking this guy could be a first-round draft pick. Not only does Coach Prime take and have the resources for it as well too. Coach Prime also, you know, he's going to hype it up, and he's very good at that. He's very good at hyping it up. There was people talking, oh, Colorado can win the national championship this year. They're bringing in this person. They're bringing in this person. Dude, I think he's still figuring it out. And it worked on when he was in the SWAT, you know, doing HBCU ball. It worked. And I think it will work too at Colorado. But we got to be honest, they may be in store for another 4-8 season. Okay? So whatever, you know, him throwing, you know, back to Shedeur now, him taking and throwing the team underneath the bus, it's so rare. I'm never for this type of stuff. But in this case, yes, because he's taking hits where, man, this guy could freaking die. Like, people love mocking Colorado. They love mocking Colorado. And some of it is warranted, especially when you lose. You do all this, and then you beat them. It's like, man, it's, you know, maybe the humble pie will help them. Maybe Colorado needs this loss. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up this episode, this rant. Maybe Colorado takes and needs this loss to take and elevate the team, because the team is flat out lost right now. So, anywho, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you guys take and co-sign? Is Shedeur wrong for calling out his O-line, throwing him underneath the bus to the media? Is he wrong for that? I think it could be a big wake-up moment for Colorado, but we'll see what happens. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of our other topics down below that we have episodes releasing this week. And we'll see you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.